FarCry 4 takes us on a magnificent trip into the Himalayas. Kyrat is the latest setting for this next-gen title, and although there is much fun to be had in this new location, it is not without unfocused and muddy design. This is a true Far Cry 3 sequel in almost every way possible. Angry wildlife, droves of enemies, guns to shoot, and a long list of things to do to occupy your time spent. Far Cry 4 is arguably one of the most beautiful open-world games on current-gen consoles. It boasts a graphical fidelity unlike any other. It is a world with secrets to be told and journeys to be had. Beautiful wildlife populates the open world, and isolated locations keep discovery fun. It is a world you'll never want to leave and will come back to time and time again. Taking place in the war-torn lands of Kyrat, you play as AJ Ghali, a young Kyrat American who arrives in the Himalayas to spread his mother's ashes. It's all a very personal tale, complete with civil war, crazy individuals, and wild conspiracies. Although Far Cry 4 borrows heavily on Far Cry 3 storytelling, it is unfortunate to see the lack of growth in our main character. Upon starting the first mission of the game, AJ is thrusted into conflict between the pagan army and the rebels known as the Golden Path. But without much need of convincing, AJ takes up arms and becomes the one-man army we all expect him to become. On the other hand, all other side characters stick out due to great performances, with Pagan Min being one of the most impressive. It's simply unfortunate that we see so little of Pagan, but given the nature of the story, it makes sense that he's missing in action. Some of the strongest storytelling comes from the few missions that let you choose between two conflicting Golden Path leaders. You're forced to choose between two different scenarios, neither of them seeming like the right or wrong choice, and the game will let you know what you've lost.
Those fields you burnt, they weren't just drugs. They were books, they were medicine. Oh, damn it, we could have built a proper clinic, but no, Zabal...
First and foremost, Far Cry 4 is a first-person shooter. Everything you'll do in the game will involve heavy artillery. Shooting each weapon has a satisfying recoil, and headshots will indulge your eagle-eye desires. That being said, Far Cry 4 lacks direction, and at times can overwhelm you with the amount of things it's asking you to do. The map is littered with icons and different points of interest. Radio towers reveal locations, strongholds are in need of liberating, animals are needed for upgrades, and an enormous amount of hidden collectibles are scattered throughout the region. Kyrat isn't a small world either. Cars, although not entirely reliable, drive down guided paths. Hang gliders are an easy way to get around early game, and gyrocopters are a godsend. Throughout your single-player campaign, you gather experience points for nearly everything you do. You can then spend that experience points on upgrades that are very much cut and paste from Far Cry 3. Where Far Cry 4 drops the ball is in its random chain of events. Sometimes you'll stop to help a couple stranded on the road, only to find them being eaten alive after fixing their car. Or you'll capture a stronghold, and upon leaving it, you'll be notified that it's under attack. Sometimes you'll even be driving towards your next objective, and the game will override that objective in favor of another one. In certain scenarios, it can be enthralling to have the randomness take over, like being in the middle of a silently liberating an outpost, only to find that a tiger has wandered in, forcing you to rethink your battle strategy. At times, all the randomness can take away from the experience, and Kyrat can look less like a location suffering from war, and more like a land on the brink of its sanity. A much welcome addition is the Shangri-La side missions. It breaks up the pace of the game and adds a supernatural world complete with fire-breathing enemies and ghostly tiger companions. Far Cry 4 has no shortage of content and is one of the few games that you'll find enough bang for your buck. Despite its shortcomings, it's a game worth experiencing, with a personal story and strong performances, fun and engaging gunplay, and a gorgeous world to get lost in. This is a Far Cry game worthy of your time. I'm Skulls and Hero, and if you like this review, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and for anything else gaming, keep it here on Game Gods.